and I'm still convinced I'm at least as good as Arnold on the stage that night of the Olympia, or maybe a little bit better. It doesn't matter if he wins or I win.
Hello everyone, Mark here with Mark's Max Muscle. And if you didn't quite get that, that was Franco Columbu. Voicing his opinion, he was still convinced that he was a little bit better than Arnold at the 1975 Mr. Olympia. That, of course, was the pumping iron event. So I thought to myself, let's gather up some mandatory poses. Of course, we didn't get all the mandatories. We got a few little comparisons here. So we did what we could. We gathered up some comparisons, and let's have a little matchup featuring none other than the Austrian oak, Arnold Schwarzenegger, versus the Sardinian strongman, Franco Columbu. What a size difference between these two hardy lads, very hardy. For their time, these guys were in fact mass monsters. Nobody could really reach their thickness and just sheer power. So strong, these two men. Very powerful, both with a powerlifting background. Very overlooked fact about these two. Probably the stronger of the two would be Franco Columbu, believe it or not. Many people would not, but the people that know that Franco Columbu is one of the most powerful men and probably pound for pound the most powerful bodybuilder that ever lived. Hard to say. And it is also hard to say who is winning in this front relaxed position because Franco Columbu is my favorite bodybuilder of all time. And I can't hand him a loss. Or can I? I am Mark's Max Muscle after all. I would give the Duke the nod to Arnold here. He's just too big. Separation in those legs is an awesome feature, especially if you're the bigger man. Very, very hard for Franco to beat Arnold in this position. Now, the single arm bicep flex, I could honestly see this going either way. As far as the physique is concerned, Franco looks tremendous. Look at that display and those abs, unbeatable set of abs there. But then you look at the oak. He's all arm. Look at those arms. It's just arm. He should have joined the army and he would have played with army men growing up, I'm sure. Of course, the angle is favorable probably for Arnold. There is this one here. And I think Franco is winning this one. But like I said, the camera angle, but this is my video. Franco is my favorite bodybuilder. I can doctor these up. But all jokes aside here, look at Franco. He's just 180 or 90 pounds of just thick, raw power. Just muscle on muscle, thick, fresh, unbelievable. He looks fantastic in this pose here. And I guess we're going to use this for a front double bicep on the part of Franco Columbu. It was impossible for me to find just a regular standing one. But I think it is safe to say that Arnold, he has this one. He owns this pose. Not to mention, ladies and gentlemen, the 1975 Arnold was among his very best versions. We just had the best of Arnold, and we figured out that it was at least the third best. I would say it's his second best version. Franco Columbu, not his best pose, but I like what he's doing here. He's going down with it. He's already 5'5". I mean, he's already being towered over. So you might as well go a little bit lower and display that power. He looks good, but nothing doing. Arnold gets the Duke. The front lat spread, of course, is pretty academic. You have two gentlemen that can really hit this pose very well. Two very underrated, I believe, front lat spreads. They talk about Dorian-esque, Arnold-esque, Franco-esque. And the thing is, Arnold is that much bigger. And those quads are just that much more separated. Calves are bigger too. I hate handing my favorite bodybuilder of all time a loss. Let's see what we can do with this next pose. And there is no politics whatsoever being applied to this here pose. This is Arnold's probably one of, if not his best pose. When he's in shape, he really needs that extra pec size to pull this one off like he did in 74 and in 71. Look at those side chests of Arnold's. Probably would destroy Franco's, because I'm telling you right now, Franco is hitting this to a T. Look at that big thick pad of a chest. Now, yes, when you really look at it, Arnold's chest, it is good, even the far pec. But I mean, structurally, Franco's just so small and compact. He really is displaying this very well. And look at the arm there. It looks fantastic. One muscle he does have on Arnold is the delts. Look at that big shoulder muscle. I'm giving this one to Franco Columbu. And Arnold is getting a loss on his best pose. Only Franco could pull this one off, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go, Arnold. Franco did have it, and he did hit it. Ooh, the rear double biceps. Now, this is a real thinker, and I believe I did this comparison in the Gladiator Round tournament matchup where these two were featured. This is the third match I've done with these two. I did the 1980 Arnold versus the 81 Franco Columbu. That was interesting. Franco won that matchup. Then I just did the Gladiator Round matchups, which is their best poses of all of each pose. So it could be different years. Now this one here, it could honestly go either way. I believe I gave the last one to Franco when they had this pose. But Arnold is displaying his Christmas tree. Christmas trees, baby, please. Louis Marco. That and the calves. Very hard to ignore. But look at the lower lat thickness. That lower lat meat, those insertions are so low in the part of Franco Columbu. If he had equal calves here, I think I would give this one to Franco. But I think based on that, and Arnold has the biceps. But that darn Christmas tree, baby, please. Or however Louis says it. Almost a toss-up in my opinion. But I think if I was a judge with the gun against my head, I would give it to Arnold because of the conditioning of that Christmas tree and the calves as well. Here's a nice 3/4 turn, spinning rear double bicep. Nice little fancy Arnold move. Now Franco really perfected this one. Once again, you cannot give this one to Franco. Look at the arms on Arnold. Just massive and so aesthetic in a way. But once again, the lower lat thickness. Look, it's just hanging there. Look how thick Franco's back was. The best back of all time. Those traps are bigger and better than Arnold's as well. But, like I said, nothing doing. Arnold's legs actually look very good in this pose. It's actually a darn shame we can't see either of their legs in this pose here, this quote-unquote ab and thigh. I would say, before I seen the comparison, Franco would have this one easy. But the footage is very blurry, and I think it's washing out some of that conditioning displayed by Franco. Arnold looks fantastic. I must say, he was really conditioned in 75. Look at Arnold's left pec hanging. Look at those big old man boobs. Thick set of pecs. It's just darn near impossible for Franco to box with this big man. This here most muscular really displays just how big Arnold was compared to little Franco. But I must say, this here is Franco's best bet to win a most muscular against Arnold. He is very aesthetic. Look at that flow. You don't see this most muscular very often. And those quads are keeping up with Arnold this time. But, I mean, come on. And then there's this here, the crab. Definite signature pose from Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the most muscular wasn't a mandatory pose back then, but trust me, believe you me, those judges judged this one just as much as any other pose. This was the explanation point, the period at the end of their posing routines. You have to snap a most muscular. Let those judges know that you mean business. It's just not suited to Franco's physique. Now, his rear lat spread. We didn't have one for Arnold, so right away you could say Franco won that one. For sure. But I also believe that the amount of poses that Arnold would win against Franco may outnumber Franco's victories over the Austrian oak. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. In my opinion, the rightful winner did, in fact, take home the Sandow. Actually, there was no Sandows in 75. Who am I kidding? And it was very difficult to hand a loss to Franco Columbu. But I'm sure even he wouldn't have it any other way for somebody to go against their actual pick just because he's my favorite bodybuilder of all time. Now, I've said that several times in this video, but don't worry. Robbie Robinson and Franco Columbu are my two favorite bodybuilders of all time. I really hope you enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my soul, we're heading into 11 minutes. It's a late one, I apologize, but hey, this is Arnold and Franco. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Helps me a great deal reach my goal of 1,000 and beyond subscribers. Have a great day.